You would be hard-pressed to find a first-time GM radically change his roster in an instantly competitive way like A.J. Preller this offseason in San Diego. See, someone forgot to tell A.J. to hold on to his top prospects, to not give up young talent for high-priced one-year rentals and multi-year deals to starters with lots of miles on their pitching arm. It just doesn't work. To A.J.'s credit, this type of offseason approach has worked before, and as you're about to see, it's also gone up in flames. The 1992 Mets were built to recapture the glory of the 1986 World Champions. They traded for two-time Cy Young Award winner Brett Saberhagen, future Hall of Famer Eddie Murray, made free agent Bobby Bonilla the highest-paid player in baseball, and they hired red-hot manager Jeff Torborg away from the White Sox. The result? 90 losses and a fifth-place finish. The 96 Orioles made a splash, acquiring All-Stars David Wells, Randy Myers, and Hall of Famer Roberto Alomar to play under championship manager Davey Johnson. They got the wild card, but the O's World Series dreams died in Jeffrey Mayer's glove. The 97 Marlins hired Jim Leyland to manage a superstar roster, including free agents Bonilla and Moises Alou, who combined for 40 homers and 211 RBIs as the Fish captured a world title. But they'd be broken up the following offseason, leading to 108 losses in '98. In 2009, the Yanks went all in and went all the way to title number 27.
The Yankees are back on top.
As free agent slugger Mark Teixeira popped 39 homers, and free agent pitchers CC Sabathia and A.J. Burnett combined for 32 wins and over 400 innings. For 2011, the Red Sox emptied their farm system to acquire Adrian Gonzalez and broke the bank to sign Carl Crawford. Gonzalez hit a career-high .338 with 117 RBIs, but Crawford hit a career-low .255 with just 18 steals as the Sox went sour in September, missing the postseason by one game. In 2012, the Marlins went to Miami with All-Stars Jose Reyes, Mark Burley, and Heath Bell. But all they got was a last-place finish in the NL East. In 2013, Reyes, Burley, and Josh Johnson would be traded to the Jays, where they would combine with Melky Cabrera and Cy Young winner R.A. Dickey to finish last in the AL East. The 2014 Yankees spent over $400 million on free agents named Beltran, Ellsbury, McCann, and Tanaka, and missed consecutive postseasons for the first time in over 20 years. The Padres entered 2015 with high hopes after adding big names. But as history shows us, names don't always equal success. It's scary to go all in because you have people like us criticizing every move if it doesn't work out. So as you look at the San Diego Padres, they are the team of this offseason, Mike. Going down memory lane, does it remind you of a certain team's approach, maybe a couple?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm gonna deal with the positives. Twice it has worked. Let's talk 1997 Marlins. I mean, the guys they brought in, look at this. We said it before. Moises Alou, Bobby Bonilla, Jim Leyland, we'll consider him, and Alex Fernandez. Hold on. That team had our very own Al Leiter, Kevin Brown, Gary Sheffield, Edgar Renteria, Charles Johnson, and Rob Nen in their primes.
It's a good team.
So it's a good team. I think they rounded it out. Look at Devon White. Yeah. I mean, this was a very good team that added three pieces that made them a World Series caliber team. So, can that work? I'm not sure the Padres were that good with the pieces they added. So now, who else do we have? I think it worked in 2009 with the Yankees. Who do we got here? Hold on. CC Sabathia, A.J. Burnett, Mark Teixeira. Those are three huge names. They were big contributors. But my team is pretty good without those three when I throw you names like Mariano Rivera, Robinson Cano, Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, Jorge Posada, Andy Pettit, Johnny Damon, Hideki Matsui.
Right.
I mean, these are high-priced teams that went after high-priced guys that had a nucleus of excellent players. So that's my word of caution to, I guess, the Marlins now, the Padres, and who did we have in 13? The Blue Jays.
Yep.
Who actually didn't stop this year. They made some pretty good moves. So, Al, tell me, what do you got?
So that's excellent. And
thanks.
I think the quandary, as you say, the criticism, it depends on where you are. And I think about organizations. I want to talk about the Yankees of last year. And you mentioned about the 2019 and looking at that roster with that line of similar players. And organizations or fan bases like the Yankees who are going to have a high payroll, they're going to spend the money. We mentioned $470 million last year of what they added. And sometimes it doesn't work. And why didn't it work? You know how many DL days that the Yankees had? The pitchers last year, guys? 500 days on the DL, the pitchers. So what is it? You have an aging team. You have guys that didn't perform. You brought in some guys that end up getting hurt. You mentioned about the money that was spent on Tanaka, Ellsbury, McCann, and Beltran. Nice, good, solid, all-star players. They come in. Now you have a pitching staff. 4/5 of them were on the DL. I told you 500 DL days for the pitching staff, on and off. Mark Teixeira, an aging guy that has not performed. It was actually one of his worst years, home runs, RBIs, and OPS. Last year, and that's the formula. So where are you? You're talking about the Marlins, or who's spending what? There are also teams. We didn't mention about the Phillies. Yeah. How often have the Phillies in the last few years said, "Gosh, we got a good fan base. We sell out every single night. Yeah. If we could just get that one more guy," as you set it up with aging arms or whomever.
But New York, Philly, those are big markets. I'm looking at San Diego and what they've done. It reminds me a lot of Miami, but that's on the positive side. When you guys won it all in the 90s, I'm looking like glass half empty approach here. It could be the Toronto Blue Jays. And what I'm worried about is that A.J. Preller gave up so much young talent this offseason. The Blue Jays did the same thing. Noah Syndergaard is going to be a stud for the Mets. They've got their starting catcher in Travis d'Arnaud. The Mets have from the Blue Jays. Adeiny Echeverria is a starting shortstop now for the Marlins. Henderson Alvarez. You don't think the Blue Jays and that rotation could use a guy who strikes out so many people like Henderson Alvarez does? Don't forget, Jake Marisnick was part of that deal, and they flipped him for a starter in Jared Cozart. So 2 of their 5 in the rotation now for the Marlins, in part because of the moves the Blue Jays conducted. And the Padres gave up a lot of young talent. So I know there's a fine line. Some organizations do this really well. The Red Sox, the Cardinals, to name a few. Signing free agents, making moves while keeping the farm system stocked. But when you look at the young talent they parted ways with, 4 of their top 10 prospects, 6 of their top 15. And this is crazy what they did to get rid of so much talent in the farm system to win right now.
That's what you got to do. If you're going to go out and get great players, you got to give up young players.
Yeah, but the top 20 guys in San Diego in the last 5 years, how many have panned out? Maybe that's their formula. Our guys really aren't panning out. Let's get rid of them when we get guys.
And it was A.J. Preller. Those guys weren't picked by A.J. Preller.
What I like about what the Padres have is they have cost certainty with Kemp. Shields is 4 years. Myers is under control. Upton's the one dark horse because he's a rental, but you'll get the draft pick when someone else signs him.
Yeah.
There's a chance he loves playing in San Diego and he has a monster year and you sign him back. So from that standpoint, I like the San Diego moves. The fans have to be excited about the team.
We like him now if it works. If they make it to the postseason for the first time since 2006,
no, I disagree. If they don't make the postseason, but their fan base was excited about it and everything, I think it gives them the open door policy to make a couple moves in the year after that.